Hey everyone, and welcome to WDIM News. And today, I have some really cool pictures to share with you that are from the upcoming Fallout TV series set to premiere on Amazon Prime on April 12th, 2024. These exclusive pictures come from a recent article in Vanity Fair that also gives us a lot more information about this mysterious series, including details about the main characters, along with showing off a lot of callbacks to the video games the series is based on. Up until this point, very little has officially been revealed about the Fallout live-action show besides pictures from the filming, as well as a short trailer that was shown at a gaming conference that has been leaked onto YouTube. But now we finally have some official information released by the studio, which includes how the show fits into the already established Fallout universe. First off, the article does confirm that the Fallout live-action series exists in the same universe as the one that the Fallout games do, and that most of the events occur 219 years after the end of civilization due to a nuclear world war. I say most of the events because the article also confirms that the audience will see what the world looked like before and during the end of the war, mostly through the eyes of one of our main characters. In total, there seem to be 3 main characters on the series that will show drastically different outlooks on the current wasteland. And the first we meet is Lucy, who is played by Ella Purnell. She is said to have been born in a vault, which by the outfits we see in this picture looks to be Vault 33. Series creator Jonathan Nolan had this to say about her character. Lucy is charming and plucky and strong, and then you see she's confronted with the reality of, hey, maybe the supposedly virtuous things you grew up with are not necessarily that virtuous, and if they are virtuous, they're coached in a circumstantial virtuousness. It's a luxury virtue. You have your point of view because you never ran out of food, right? You guys were able to share everything because you had enough to share. Playing Lucy's father will be Kyle MacLachlan, who is also said to be the overseer of the vault that they live in. It sounds like Lucy may be forced to leave the vault after something happens to her father, and she needs to find something that will save him, which may be a callback to the story of the very first Fallout game, in which the protagonist in that game is forced to leave the safety of their vault to find something that will save its inhabitants. Even though in this picture, Lucy's father looks like a good guy, the vault overseers are not always the most trustworthy people, as they are the ones who know what secrets their vault hides. So it will be interesting to see if Lucy's father is really as altruistic as he seems to be. In this picture, we see Lucy enter a junkyard that has been named Philly, which reminds me of many of the shanty towns cobbled together from junk that were created in the Fallout games, especially one like Megaton from the third Fallout game. It seems like Lucy will be the POV character for the audience as she learns more about the world outside the comfort of her own vault. Another main character that the audience will be following is named Maximus and is played by Aaron Moten. His character is a scribe for the Brotherhood of Steel, one of the major factions in the Fallout games. The Brotherhood of Steel, or BOS, is a militarized group of soldiers that have repurposed ordnance from before the war and use it to pacify their enemies. Most of this ordnance comes in the form of these gigantic protective suits of power armor that run on nuclear power. A BOS scribe, much like their counterparts from medieval times, is tasked with following the knights in power armor and also record what they see and hear. This is what Jonathan Nolan had to say about Maximus and the role of the Brotherhood of Steel. It's a little bit of the Marine Corps. It's a little bit of the Knights Templar. It's this kind of weird fusion, Nolan says. In the absence of a federal government, you just had all this military hardware lying around. Who would get it? And how would they maintain control of it? The answer is the Brotherhood, which Nolan describes as being fueled by a mutated version of patriotism, religion, loyalty, and fraternity. This next picture shows a line of 5 knights from the Brotherhood of Steel that was also featured in the short teaser that was leaked online. While I do like the design of the armor, it does feel a bit copy-paste to me when you see all 5 in a line. I know that in the games, the BOS power armor is pretty uniform, not like the other factions that have access to it, but I would like to see at least some difference in their armor. Sort of like the stormtroopers from the series Ahsoka that had been in exile for decades, so their armor looks all patched together. The next picture is one of my favorites, and it shows a bunch of scribes looking up at a flying fortress, which in the series is referred to as the Caswenen. Fans of the 4th game in the Fallout series will immediately notice its semblance to the Pridewind, the home base of the Brotherhood in that game. Coincidentally, in the stories of King Arthur, the character was said to have ships that used the name Pridewind as well as Caswenen. The massive size of the airship, along with its armory, act not only as a secure base, but also an intimidating presence in the area to anyone that would want to challenge them. The third and final main character on the show may be the most interesting and entertaining, and that is the one played by Walton Goggins, who is referred to simply as the Ghoul. In the Fallout series of games, ghouls are human beings that have been mutated by their exposure to the residual radioactive material propelled into the upper atmosphere following a nuclear blast, which is also referred to as the fallout. For the most part, ghouls have become feral and will attack anyone or anything on sight, but a few have managed to retain most of their humanity and live otherwise normal lives. The character played by Walton Goggins is a ghoul who had lived in Los Angeles before the bombs dropped and is still around over 200 years later. Through his character, we will see what the world was like before and how the world came apart afterwards. His character is also said to be very jaded, and his personality is the polar opposite of the other main character, Lucy, who is full of optimism when the series begins. The design for his character does look very reminiscent of the ghouls from the Fallout games. However, the makeup designers did allow for enough of the actor's face to show through due to Walton Goggins' talent for bringing many layers of emotionality to his characters. I'm a huge fan of this actor and cannot wait to see what this character is like. Now that we are less than 6 months away from the debut of the series, I would expect a full trailer to be released sometime in the next couple months. Once that trailer is released, I will be breaking it down here, and I will also update you on any other Fallout related news, so make sure that you are subscribed so that you do not miss out. Let me know in the comments, how excited are you for the Fallout series? Do you think that it is true enough to the games with its design of certain things like power armor and the vertibirds? Do you like the idea of following 3 totally different characters? Please let me know in the comments below. Well, that is all I have this time. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?